today we're talking about wife material. This is going to be a guide to helping you choose an amazing wife, an amazing woman, a woman that you will grow old with joyfully, where your love is fresh, even after 20, 30 years, just like you just got married. It's going to be that good. Because, this is the woman who has wisdom. She knows enough about marriage and relationships. She knows what to do and what not to do. Marriage is not about, about looks and hair and lip gloss and eyelashes and all that. The externals can catch the man, but it's the internal that keeps him. So all the women on the platform, I want you to know that I know that you're putting a lot of emphasis on the outside, and that's great because that brings them coming, that brings them, interested. But you've got to understand it's what they meet on the inside, your mindset, that's going to be able to hold them or drive them away. At any point in time, realize this: your mindset is either holding on to them or pushing them away. So you got to figure out what is your mindset doing? Because in marriage, it's never about the way you look. It's about what's in your head, your mindset. Okay? So marriage is knowledge driven. And the key here is this. Wife material knows enough about marriage to practice marriage successfully. Wife material understands that marriage is an occupation. It occupies a lot of your time. And with all occupations, there's study involved. There's knowledge involved. There is a critical amount of knowledge that anybody has to have in a particular occupation to practice that occupation successfully. If you're a doctor, the same thing. Engineer, the same thing. In marriage, is the same thing. No matter how much you know about marriage as a man, if you marry a woman who does not have the prerequisite amount of knowledge regarding relationships and marriage, you will struggle. And the interesting thing about marriage is that it takes two. If an angel appeared today and married an ignorant woman, eventually there will be a break. Not because he's not an angel, but because there's ignorance in the mix. So it is so important that both people are knowledgeable, have enough information on marriage. So wife material, one is peaceful and demure. I like the word demure. Everybody say demure? That's right. Wife material is peaceful and demure. Is emotionally balanced. Wife material is a person who the emotions don't go up and down, take offense and get angry and take offense. Don't let things go. So there's just an emotional turmoil going on. Wife material is peaceful and demure. Okay. Wife material is emotionally intelligent and emotionally balanced. And this is very important. When a woman is not emotionally intelligent, she is going to do so many things that's going to upset the emotional equilibrium in that relationship to the point where it breaks. So you've got to be emotionally intelligent. I think I will do a teaching on emotional intelligence, and then I can break it all down. Okay, wife material is not a fighter. There are some women who fight. They fight. When there is a disagreement, they don't have their way, there is a fight. If they make a demand, and meanwhile love does not demand, when they make a demand, they fight for it. And wife material does not fight under any circumstance. And really, in this teaching, I'm going to be very to the point and very blunt. And if the cap fits, then wear it. Then you know what to do about it. It's okay to have disagreements in marriage, and that's fine. You're coming from different backgrounds. You don't have to agree on everything, but getting to the point where you escalate the disagreement to a fight is not okay. Because sometimes I'm counseling young couples and they tell me, well, we fought today over this and we fought over that. And it's like in their mind, because the homes that they're coming from, they saw their parents fighting. So now they think fighting is normal in marriage. Fighting is not normal in marriage. We can argue, we can disagree, we can do whatever, but we do not fight. So wife material, do not fight. And if you're a man, she's a fighter, try to keep moving, because that will probably not be the wife that will give you peace in your lifetime. So you don't want a fighter. It's not normal to fight. Wife material has a respectful attitude. There are women who who have a respectful attitude, like whether you're in relationship with them or not, they're just respectful in their attitude. They're respectful in the way they speak to you generally. You know, the way they speak to their staff, to people around them, they're respectful. And there are women who are not respectful, who are overly aggressive, overly rude, and they just don't seem to be well trained. And that's not okay. Wife material has been trained or has trained herself, but she is generally a respectful, she has an attitude of respect to everybody, not just to the person that's talking to her, but to everybody, just a respectful attitude. That is very important. And she should speak respectfully, because there are times when people say, well, you know, but even in your speech, be intentional that indeed you're respectful. Oh yes. The most important thing to find in wife material is her relationship with God. It is important. Any human being that has no relationship with their maker is just a wild, it's just out there and can do anything. There are no guardrails, there are no limits to what they can do. They can just do anything because there's no fear of God in their mind. So there's nothing they cannot do, good or bad. And that's not okay in relationship. The person you marry must have some values, and the values must come from somewhere. And the best place for those values to come is from God. So it's very important that the woman, that's the wife material, fears God and knows God. And to be quite frank, being in church does not mean a person knows God. I always say this. You can be in church, you can be in the choir, you can be the lead singer, and you may not know God. Yes. Like, the best way to know a person that doesn't know God is by watching what they deprive themselves of because of their relationship with God. Like, what are the things that they could enjoy that they're not enjoying because they have a relationship with God? That's important. That's how you know that this person has a relationship with God. But if they're doing everything like everybody else, and they're in church, you know, there is no relationship with God. So let us have that. Wife material is not overly emotional. Now we know this. Women are emotional beings, and that's fine. But understand this. When you are being influenced by your emotions, you are being influenced by your feelings, okay? And your emotions can take you anywhere, just anywhere. You're just responding to, and most times your emotions will not take you where you want. The best way wife material needs to be is intentionally doing the things that she knows she should do. So as a rule, when a woman says, well, I'm really emotional, and many women say that, it's a bad thing. Don't claim it, and don't own it and say, well, I'm an emotional person. It's not good. It's not good in marriage. Being emotional means that you're responding to your feelings, you're not thinking about it, and many times you're doing things that cannot get you what you want. And I'll give you an idea. If there are times when a woman could really cuss out her husband over something little that he did, just cussed him out and really just disrespected him. But if I ask that woman right now that, what is it you want from this man? You probably will tell me, I want him to love me and treat me well. But then if I ask you that the action you just took now out of your emotions by cussing him out and just disrespecting him, will it cause him to love you more? So at the end of the day, when you follow your emotions, you take action that does not have the potential to give you what you want. So when you do this, you're just ruining your marriage or your relationship because you're being emotional. And for the man, it is a huge stress to have to cope with an emotional woman, because she's up, she's down, you can't forecast where she'll be. She doesn't respond appropriately to even the things you do because she's emotional, and it can be very stressful on the man. So being overly emotional is not good. I mean, you've got to have emotions. Everybody should have emotions. We should have feelings, but it should be under control. It should be under control. It should flow. It should flow with the rhythm of the relationship. It should just not be everywhere causing problems. Wife material knows that her role is to help her man and not train him. Big point here. I'll tell you this. The way God created women, you can multitask than most men. You think faster than most men. You see further than most men. Your memory capacity is greater than most men. And this is true. It's scientifically proven. So what happens here is that, and if I ask you now, all of you who are married or in a relationship, you know in your mind that you think faster than this man. That sometimes you're even sharper than this guy. You know it. You may not say it, you may say it, but you're better not to say it. But God did this because God saw Adam performing, and if Adam was performing really greatly, there would be no need for a helper. So obviously the man is doing his work in the garden, and God looks at him and says, oh, this man, he's not good for him to be alone. He needs a helper. When you create a helper for somebody, that helper has greater capacity. Any tool I have can do that thing better than me. That's why it's my tool of choice. Okay. So at this point, but the problem with this is that many women now take this greater capacity and start trying to train the men. You're trying to let him, grow in capacity like you. You're telling him off because he's forgetting things. You're telling him off because he's not multitasking well enough. But that's not your purpose in his life. And really, I'm here to tell you that as a wife material, you must recognize that your purpose is to encourage him, to comfort him, and to help him. So any assets that you have, any advantages that you bring to the table, you've got to use those advantages to help him, not to shame him. Many women shame their men. It's like, you see, you've forgotten again. How can that happen? You see, you're not moving fast enough. And that's not why God gave you those attributes. You're supposed to take those at one. You're supposed to follow a man who has a vision. And because he has a vision, you take the attributes that you have and you come to him and help him attain that vision. And your vision has got to be in his vision. So as you help him attain his vision, you're attaining your vision as well. That's why you and your husband to be, you need to talk about these things. You need to discuss things so you know his vision, he knows yours. He goes and he recrafts his vision in a way that it involves yours. And that's why you've got to follow a man who has capacity and whose vision is greater than yours. So big that no matter how big your vision is, you can park your vision inside his vision. So as you help him attain his vision, you are helping him attain yours as well. And as a team, both of you, you're going to do amazing things. I'll tell you this, there is no man on his own who can achieve his full destiny by himself because he does not have a woman to help. And no woman on her own can do the same thing. Like having the right person beside you, you will do so much better. Wife material understands that she is not to be in constant contact with her exes. This is something that's going on with people these days, where if your relationship with your ex was so great, then he should still be your man today. And if he's an ex, then let him go and let the person you're with today enjoy you for you and not have to be contending with your past consistently. Sometimes some women, not all, put the exes in their man's face. Wife material does not do that. Your ex is ex and you keep them exed out. Wife material brings unique value to the relationship. Lately, we've got women who say, I've come to the table, I am the table, I'm just there. Meaning, I'm a beautiful woman, you can have sex with me, and that's what I'm bringing. But let me tell you, that's not a unique thing you're bringing to your table. When you have a body, the man that you came to has a body too. So it cancels out your body, no matter whatever your body is. And if you have sex, which you shouldn't be having sex before marriage, but if you did, you're enjoying it, he's enjoying it. So it's not something that you brought to the table. It's not unique. So you've got to know that when you're bringing something to the table, it's got to be unique. It's got to be something that you are bringing that your partner, it either adds to what he has or it's something he didn't have. So you're bringing your knowledge, your wisdom, you're bringing different things to the marriage, the relationship. So it's wife material is valuable. One, she has to be valued. As wife material, you do not stay anywhere. You are not valued. But at the same time, you are valuable. You are bringing value to the table. So be very intentional about it. Like every woman that's single, that's listening to me, start to analyze yourself and assess yourself. Like what am I bringing? what is the dimension of wisdom I'm bringing? What is the ability to comfort and to encourage that I'm bringing? What is it I am bringing to this relationship? Wife material understands that it's not about what you get in a marriage. It's about what you give. When people come to a marriage with the mindset of what am I getting, that marriage is already on its way down. Because for many, many reasons, it doesn't build a marriage. But when you come to a marriage with what am I giving? I'm here to give. And you both come with that mindset to give. When you're both giving, you build, and you're building, and your marriage starts to grow and be very successful. So wife material has that understanding. Okay, that one, I must come with unique value, and I have come to give, not to get.